Have you ever wondered about the journey that led to the tiny yet mighty computers we use today? Our story begins in ancient times, with humans developing ingenious tools to help them count and calculate. The earliest of these was the abacus, a simple yet powerful device born out of the necessity to keep track of numbers bigger than our fingers could count. This humble tool, a mere frame with beads sliding on rods, was the first step in the long journey of computation. As times changed and the need for more complex calculations grew, mechanical calculators began to emerge. The 17th century was a remarkable period that saw the birth of such devices designed to perform arithmetic operations mechanically. Among these, two calculators stand out for their ingenuity and impact: the Pascalin and Leibniz's calculator. The Pascalin, named after its creator, the brilliant French mathematician Blaise Pascal, was a marvel of its time. It was capable of performing addition and subtraction with ease. But Pascal's invention was not without its limitations. It could not perform multiplication or division directly, a problem that Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, a German philosopher and mathematician, sought to address. Leibniz's calculator, often referred to as the Leibniz wheel, was a significant advancement. This device was capable of performing all four basic arithmetic operations, making it a powerful tool for its era. It was a testament to human ingenuity and a reflection of our ever-evolving quest to make calculations easier and more efficient. These mechanical calculators, as rudimentary as they may seem now, were revolutionary. They were not just tools, but symbols of human curiosity and determination. They set the stage for the age of mechanical computation, a time when machines began to take on tasks once reserved for the human mind. And so we find ourselves at the close of this chapter, standing on the brink of a new era. This was the era of mechanical computation, the first stepping stone towards modern computers. This dawn of computation, with its simple tools and complex ideas, was just the beginning of a journey that would forever change the way we live, work, and interact with the world around us. Ever wondered when the magic of programmability was added to these calculating devices? To answer this, we must journey back to the middle of the 19th century, a period when the concept of a programmable machine was nothing more than a captivating idea. Enter Charles Babbage, a British mathematician and inventor who conceived an analytical engine. This wasn't just another calculating device, it was a mechanical marvel, a machine that could be programmed to execute any mathematical operation. Babbage's analytical engine was designed to use punched cards, an idea borrowed from the Jacquard loom, a programmable loom that revolutionized the textile industry. These punched cards would serve as the instructions for the engine, marking it as the first design for a general-purpose computer. However, the real brilliance behind the concept of programming was a woman named Ada Lovelace. Lovelace, the progeny of the renowned poet Lord Byron, was a mathematician who collaborated closely with Babbage. She was fascinated by the analytical engine and recognized its potential far beyond simple calculations. Lovelace drafted an algorithm aimed to be processed by the engine, effectively becoming the world's first programmer. In her notes, Lovelace conveyed the idea that such a machine could not only manipulate numbers, but also comprehend symbols and produce art and music, given the appropriate algorithms. This viewpoint was groundbreaking. It was the first instance where someone had imagined the potential of machines to transcend calculations, to become something more adaptable, more inventive. Sadly, Babbage's analytical engine was never constructed during his lifetime, and Lovelace's ideas remained unacknowledged until a century later. But their vision endured. The concept of programmable machines had become a reality, setting the stage for the first generation of computers. The groundwork had been laid for the digital revolution that would follow, a revolution that would transform our world in ways that Babbage and Lovelace could merely have dreamt of. Imagine computers that filled entire rooms. That's the first generation of computers for you. In the mid-20th century, a revolution in computing was born, and it all started with some room-sized machines that hummed and whirred with the promise of what was to come. The ENIAC, or Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, was the first of its kind. An electronic general-purpose computer, it was a behemoth taking up a space equivalent to a small house. It was conceived and constructed during World War II with the goal of calculating artillery firing tables for the United States Army. It was a marvel of its time, capable of solving a wide range of numerical problems through reprogramming, which was a tedious process involving the manual resetting of switches and cables. The first generation of computers also witnessed the birth of the UNIVAC, the Universal Automatic Computer. As the first commercial computer produced in the United States, it marked the beginning of the computer age. The UNIVAC was a pioneer in more ways than one. It was not only used for scientific calculations, but also for business applications, leading to the widespread use of computers in the commercial sector. These early computers used vacuum tubes, the precursors to the modern-day transistor. These tubes controlled electric current in a sealed environment, and they were the building blocks of early electronic devices, including the first generation of computers. Yet, they were bulky, consumed a lot of power, and were prone to frequent burnouts. For data storage, these machines relied on magnetic drums. These cylindrical devices were coated with a magnetic iron oxide material which held the data. However, their storage capacity was paltry compared to what we have today. Yet these room-sized giants were just the start. The evolution was far from over. The first generation of computers paved the way for the technological advancements we see today, serving as the foundation upon which our modern world was built. These computers, as massive and rudimentary as they were the stepping stones to the digital age. They were the spark that ignited the information revolution. The race for miniaturization was on. Computers were about to get a lot smaller, and indeed, they did. The invention of transistors in the late 1940s was a game changer. These tiny electronic devices replaced vacuum tubes, which were bulky and consumed a lot of power. Transistors, on the other hand, were small, energy efficient, and reliable. This marked the beginning of the second generation of computers. But the real magic happened in the late 1950s and 60s with the advent of integrated circuits. An integrated circuit, or IC, is a set of electronic circuits on a small chip of semiconductor material. This was another leap in miniaturization, bringing us even smaller, faster, and cheaper computers. They were more reliable and generated less heat, which was a significant issue with earlier computers. The 1970s witnessed the creation of a device that changed the world forever, the microprocessor. Intel, a name synonymous with microprocessors today, unveiled the first one, the Intel 4004, in 1971. This tiny chip, roughly the size of a thumbnail, was as powerful as the ENIAC computer that filled an entire room just 2 decades earlier. This innovation kick-started the era of personal computers. No longer were computers the exclusive domain of large corporations or government institutions. The personal computer revolution had begun. Companies like Apple and IBM jumped on the bandwagon, producing machines that were affordable and small enough to fit on a desk at home or in the office. The first personal computers were basic by today's standards, but they were revolutionary in their time. They allowed people to write documents, create spreadsheets, and even play games. As the technology evolved, so did the capabilities of these machines. The personal computer started to become a vital tool for communication, education, and entertainment. With the advent of personal computers, computing was no longer a luxury, but a necessity. The once gigantic, room-filling machines had transformed into compact devices that sat on our desks and later in our laps. And as we'll see in the next chapter, this was just the beginning. From calculators to personal computers, the journey was fascinating, but what's next? As we ventured into the late 20th century, the realm of supercomputers ushered in a new era of computational power. Supercomputers, with their ability to perform countless calculations per second, have revolutionized various sectors from weather forecasting to genetic research. In the late 1970s, Cray Research introduced the Cray 1, often referred to as the first supercomputer. With its unprecedented speed, it opened up new possibilities for complex simulations and data analysis. But the real breakthrough came in the late 90s with the advent of parallel processing, where multiple processors work together to solve a problem, drastically increasing computational speed. As we moved into the new millennium, the focus shifted from raw computational power to efficiency and scalability. This led to the concept of grid computing, where we harness the power of various computers across the globe, working together to form a kind of supercomputer. In the 21st century, we've seen the birth of quantum computers. These are not just faster versions of our existing computers, but they operate on entirely different principles. Instead of bits, they use quantum bits or qubits, which can be both 0 and 1 at the same time. This allows quantum computers to solve certain types of problems exponentially faster than their classical counterparts. Alongside the development of quantum computers, we've also seen artificial intelligence and machine learning play an increasingly important role in computing. These technologies have the potential to revolutionize everything from healthcare to finance by enabling computers to learn and make decisions in ways that were previously unimaginable. The evolution of computers is a testament to human ingenuity. From a simple abacus to quantum computers, the journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. What's next? Only time will tell.